What do you think the next manufactured crisis is gonna be? Clearly, this world plays shit out like we are trying to meet some agenda. We get to have a little bit of peace in between, and I feel like we are due for the next fucked up happening. What in your mind do you think the psychopaths that run the world are gonna do to us next? Complete forced crash of the dollar and forcing people to get chipped so government has complete control and the constitution goes right in the trash. A military coup and economic collapse that they'll blame on anything but crypto, I'd wager. Massive lockdowns and controlling of farmland, all in the name of climate control. The correct term is control. Cut off internet access for the serfs because aliens reading our info or some shit. Central bank digital currency. I don't know how they would initiate it, but I assume it will be related to increasing global push for de-dollarization of the global economy, and the potential collapse of the US dollar as a global reserve currency. Basically, the government will pursue a monopoly on cryptocurrencies, and a pivot towards centralized digital ledgers as the primary medium for conducting financial transactions, which will enable easier control and surveillance of personal finances. Track and control people through their finances more powerful than any camera or chip implant. Power cuts. Climate disaster first, cyber attack second, then a unifying threat is needed. Virus. They spent the last 3 years training the world. You have to understand that the people that run this world are so used to being responsible for death it comes like nothing to them. We are cattle. Literally. So when these ideas get introduced to the common ear, people naturally can't handle it and think we are reaching. But normal people have no idea how expendable they actually are. Climate lockdowns or near enough. LMAO, this post getting hit hard with down votes. Not surprised. They are not done with the climate stuff. But its waning cause many people see it nor the culture war nonsense. Digital currency is coming. Probably a major banking crash. The anti-farm crusade sweeping Europe is terrifying, as is fentanyl. Cartels are evil incarnate. But killing the customers at such rates and attracting all this attention doesn't fit. They are ultra-violent corporatists. Not political terrorists. Something else is going on there. Although it hurts. It would seem that skyrocketing interest rates fell short of destroying the labor market and ending remote work. I think we are due for a large natural disaster. Because climate change. US giving control over citizens to WHO for the next manufactured pandemic. I'm not sure. I'm guessing something to do with the 30 tons of ammonium nitrate, an explosive that went missing in California. For reference, the OKC bombing was only done with 5,000 pounds of the same explosive. Flattened more than half of a massive building. The crater was 6.8 feet deep and 28 feet wide. Can we all imagine what 30 tons would look like? I think they will release a super virus on the world while they all hide in their bunkers. They may pull out Blue Beam to distract from all the stock market shenanigans. Fake alien invasion. Sorry folks, for your own protection we are going to permanently declare martial law and suspend all of your constitutional rights. I have a feeling the next winter in the Northern Hemisphere is gonna be deadly AF and like no other in recorded history. The eyelight will somehow twist this event into a man-made climate change PSYOP again. In Norse mythology it is called the Fimbul Winter. Norse mythology, one of the signs of the onset of the end of this world. The final 3-year-long winter with no intervening summers, it marks the coming of the Ragnarök, the battle that will end the world. I would imagine that they will use nuclear war with Russia next. The way things are escalating with Ukraine are a food supply crisis. I think another pandemic is around the corner. Probably some kind of hack on the energy grid or some other important thing that isn't a website. Digital virus that shuts down some communications, mostly of the financial kind. It's global boiling. And air quality. People are waiting to be told if it's safe for them to go outside. Most likely a false flag that makes us put boots on the ground. Combat forces in Ukraine. The answers here are pretty accurate. Electricity control, content control, currency control, climate control, food control, water. It all seems to be about control. Lol. The common man is rising up in too many sectors. People in power want to stay there by any means necessary. The next manufactured problem will be to maintain control over one or more essential aspects of our lives. The best way for an adversary to cripple any developed nation at this point without mass loss of their own troops' lives would be a massive EMP attack. Make all of our electronics useless and we will fall within 24 hours. Fake alien invasion and one world government to fight said aliens. They're already bulliding to it. With all the court testimonies and whistleblowers. Ask yourself this. Why now all of sudden? Where were they all those years ago? New strain or dirty bomb, I would wager, given UFOs and ETS have even the normies yawning. It's food globally. Continued economic issues. Continued push of climate agenda. I tend to think Bluebeam is gonna tie into the climate change thing. I don't think we are there yet though. The government knows they aren't trusted anymore. So they need backup to push the climate agenda. See. The aliens see it our way. As fun as Project Bluebeam or a sudden crash of the dollar leading to microchipping sounds. Such highly dramatic crises, while plausible, are improbable. I would say the most likely crisis, whether it's manufactured or not could be up for debate, would be a low-yield, low-radiation tactical nuclear weapon being used in the Ukraine conflict. There's already rumblings in Russia by influential power players of their potential use for one reason or another. Sooner or later, someone willing to take out a city in order to send their big fat new old message to the world is not just going to get his hands on a nuclear device, he's going to deploy that nuclear device. And then we're going to get to see the graphic reality of just how primitive we really are as a species. And that won't change anything. We will still be nothing more than naked monkeys with childlike egos stomping around and sending out love calls for either fucking or fighting one another until the end of time. The UFO PSYOP is heating up. So there's that. Aliens. Solar flare that shuts the internet down for a week or so, then it comes back on, controlled by NWO. USA will create an alien invasion, causing military budget to be increased substantially. Alien invasion. It's literally been known for decades. Like in Spinal Tap. But if I told them once, I told them 1,000 times. PANDEMI, then alien invasion. Election year is always something. There's always some big theme. I believe it will all be about climate change. Maybe lockdowns. Too much smoke, so don't go outside.